All right, welcome to Lisbon Armory. We're here in Lisbon, North Dakota, set up for our game, Class B girls basketball game tonight between the Lisbon Broncos and Midkota. Midkota coming into this game with the record of 0-7. They're out of Region 3. Lisbon Broncos out of Region 1 with their current record of 1-5 and 1-3 overall in Region 1. And we'll go ahead and take a break, come back, and set up the game for tonight here at the Lisbon Armory.
Join us at the Alaris Center in Grand Forks, North Dakota, January 18th or 19th. You will hear from precision planning engineers and staff on new technologies, inputs, and practices. Winter Conference 23, January 18th and 19th at the Alaris Center in Grand Forks, North Dakota. To register, visit planterdoc.com.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
Abuse can affect anyone, and each person's experience is different. Abuse is about power and control, and it is not always black and blue. A loving relationship should not be threatening, accusing, isolating, or include violence of any kind. The Abuse Resource Network provides services to start living the life you deserve. For more information, visit abuseresourcenetwork.org.
Folks, it's tax season, and the
All right, welcome back to Lisbon Armory. We're here tonight for North Dakota Class B girls basketball with the Lisbon Broncos taking on the Griggs-Midkota Titans. Lisbon Broncos entered the game tonight with a record of 1-5. Griggs-Midkota enters the game with a record of 0-7. The Lisbon Broncos started off their season on 29 November over at Maple River, looking for a little revenge out of the final game of the season for them last year, dropping a close one in overtime to Maple River. They ended up losing their first game of the season, 41-62 to Maple River. Came back, played Lemoore on the 2nd of December. Lost that one by a score of 47-63. On the 5th of December, they played Napoleon at home. Lisbon dropped that one by a score of 29-59. 8 December, they played Sargent County, a little rivalry there with the Sargent County Bulldogs. Lisbon lost that one by a score of 31-51. 19-7, Lisbon picks up their first win of the season at the annual GOAT game held in the Lisbon High School Gymnasium. Lisbon won that one by a score of 47-43. Then over the holidays on 29 December, they took on Tri-State and lost that one down in Rossholt, South Dakota. Traveled all the way down there for a basketball game. They lost that one by a score of 48-64. Lisbon next game after tonight will be on the 5th of January. That's at home versus the Richland Colts. And then on the 7th of January, they travel down to Valley City for their annual game, taking on a little Class A competition down in Valley City. That's on the 7th of January. So Griggs-Midkota enters out of Region 3 with a record of 0-7. The Titans started off their season on the 1st of December out at Medina Pingree, and they lost that one by a score of 30-60. On the 6th of December, they took on Nelson County, dropped that game by a score of 44-51. 8th of December, played Medina Pingree again in a tournament. They lost that one by a score of 29-53. 9th of December, they played South Border in a close game. A nice competitive game with South Border. Dropped that one by 2 points, 51-53. And then another competitive game with Warwick, losing that one by 1 point. Looks like a heartbreaker there, 54-55. Also in tournament play. Then on the 19th of December, took on New Rockford. Lost that one by a score of 29-75. And on the 29th of December, over the holidays, they played Carrington. The Cardinals defeated them by a score of 74-16. And Griggs-Midkota, their next action will be the 6th of January, and that's versus Mayport Cliffers Galesburg. That's on the 6th of January. So overall for Region 1, Class B Region 1 girls basketball, Northern Cass leads the standings for Class B Region 1 with the overall record of with a Region 1 record of 2-0, overall record of 5-1. Followed by Sargent County having a great season on both boys and girls side. Maybe coming a little bit out of nowhere, a little bit unexpectedly, but Sargent County right now in the region 2-0 on the girls side, 4-1 overall. Center Cass High School 2-0 in the region, 4-2 overall. Kindred High School 2-0 in the region, 5-1 overall. Maple River Lisbon's first game of the season, standing at 1-1 in the region, 6-2 overall. Oak Grove High School 1-1 in the region, 3-2 overall. Tri-State, Lisbon's last opponent, 1-2 in the region, 3-3 overall. Lisbon sitting at 1-2, 1-5 overall. Weinmer Lidgerwood Hankinson 0-1 in the region, 2-4 overall. Richland High School 0-2 in the region, 2-4 overall. And then Enderlin currently 0-3 in the region, but 4-5 overall. Finding a little bit of success outside of Region 1 is the Enderlin High School. And the Region 1 tournament for Class B girls basketball is the Super Region played on from the 28th of February to 8th of March. That's at the North Dakota State College of Science. And looking up at our Bank North scoreboard, we're still in pregame. We got about 3 minutes before tip-off. Your Bank North scoreboard, Bank North offers the traditional advanced products and services that keep you grounded and ahead of the curve in today's fast-paced world. For farming and ranching, business and consumer banking and lending, you always be headed in the right direction with Bank North. To learn more about Bank North, visit ibanknorth.com or stop by one of the locations today. So we'd just like to thank Bank North for being our scoreboard's sponsor throughout our winter sports, our fall and winter sports seasons, here on yourliveevent.com. We're looking at the state overall for Region 1, for North Dakota Class B girls basketball. New poll came out last evening on the 2nd of January. So topping and staying in the number 1 spot is Kenmare Bull Bills out of Region 8. They're currently 7-0, and they had a kind of a key matchup against Thompson on the 3rd of December, winning that one by a score of 44-35. That was on the 3rd of December where they defeated Thompson. You'll see them a little bit later here in the poll. Coming at number 2 is Shiloh Christian out of Region 5. They're currently 8-0. 31st of December, they played Kindred, and they beat Kindred by a score of 71-47. So that was played on the 31st of December, another holiday game. New Year's Eve game there for Shiloh Christian against Kindred. Coming in at number 3 is Rugby out of Region 6. Currently 7-0. They played on the 30th, the last game played on the 30th December, and they won that one by a score of 62-23 over Mulhall. Number 4 out of Region 2 is Thompson. Overall, current record right now is 6-1. Played on the 29th of December where they defeated Northern Cass by a score of 82-75. High-scoring game there between Northern Cass and Thompson. Thompson comes out on that one on top, 82-75. And then they played Central Cass. That would have been on the 20th of December where they defeated Central Cass by a score of 63-58. Coming in at number 5 in the poll out of Region 5 is Central McLean. Central McLean, next game will be on the 5th of January versus Linton HMB. Coming in at number 6 is Kindred. Kindred, like I said earlier, on 31st of December, played Shiloh Christian. Coming at number 7 is Carrington out of Region 3. Number 8, Mayport CG. Number 9, Northern Cass. And number 10 is Garrison. Garrison previously not ranked in the Class B girls basketball poll, moving up to the number 10 spots. Currently sitting at 8-0 overall is Garrison out of Region 5. So we're just moments away from opening tip-off. We're going to go and transition away for some commercial break, pay a few bills, and we'll be back.
Your kids about taxes is by eating 30% of their ice cream. And the best way to learn about your tax situation is contacting Olson Accounting. They'll answer any question you have from an individual or business point of view. Let Olson Accounting set up your tax plan and eliminate any problems by visiting colsoncpa.com or call 701-683-2700. Olson Accounting of Lisbon.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
Lamore Hardware carries your everyday items for plumbing, electrical, automotive, and more. Check out their latest selection of snow and grain shovels alongside Milwaukee tools. Plus, stop by Lamore Hardware today and browse their sweet pickin' section. You'll see brand new furniture and decor. Lamore Hardware is your community one-stop shop. For more information on all the services Lamore Hardware offers, go online to lamorehardware.com. That's lamorehardware.com.
Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region with the Coaches Show every Wednesday night on YourLiveEvent.com.
Goes deep down the middle, has a man, Soka Porter! Soka Porter to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and taken down there.
We'll dive into the latest stories from North Dakota and Minnesota.
And there's the block by Reese.
That's the Coaches Show with me, Joe Lancello, on YourLiveEvent.com every Wednesday night starting at 7.
Abuse can affect anyone, and each person's experience is different. Abuse is about power and control, and it is not always black and blue. A loving relationship should not be threatening, accusing, isolating, or include violence of any kind. The Abuse Resource Network provides services to start living the life you deserve. For more information, visit abuseresourcenetwork.org.
The friendly staff at Lemoore Drugstore reminds you to stop by and find gifts for your loved ones during this holiday season, from giftware for men or women, and check out their toy selection for the kids. Lemoore Drugstore delivers any day of the week upon request and will answer any general health questions you have, from school supplies, greeting cards, prescription requests, and a reminder you can get the flu shot as well at Lemoore Drugstore, located in the center of Lemoore in the Bank North Mall. For more information, go to LemooreDrugstore.com.
Hey, welcome back to Lisbon Army. We're just moments away from tip-off here in the Omni. Tonight's game, Lisbon Broncos taking on the Midkota Titans. We're looking at starting lineups for the Midkota Titans. Starting at guard, 5'3" junior. Number 3 is Ryan Johnson. Another guard, 5'9" sophomore. Number 5, Kennedy Reedman. Starting at forward, 5'10" senior. Number 13, Lauren Halverson. Starting at guard, another guard, 5'6" sophomore. Number 21, Vanessa Volmer. Starting at center, 5'7" senior, number 50, Kaylee Johnson. Looking at the Lisbon Broncos starting lineup for the Broncos. Starting at guard, 5'10" junior, number 5, Ella Tui. Starting at another guard, 5'4" junior, number 20, Kaya Sweet. Starting at forward, 5'10" junior, number 14, Kyra Heckrell. Starting at another forward position, junior, number 21, Kendra Differding. And starting at the final forward spot, 5'10" junior, number 23, Emerson Schultz. The Lisbon Broncos are coached by Barb Sweet. Barb Sweet, former girls basketball player here for Lisbon High School back in the 80s. Came back to Lisbon High School, teaches in the high school. And now has been coaching girls basketball now for over 10 years. For Lisbon High School. So we're set here to tip off. Tip off is, hey, Heckrell. You got to scramble for it on the far side. So it looks like it was last touched by Midkota. So that's Sweet bringing it down. It drives in. Nice pass. A quick pass underneath the Heckrell. Just a little bit too much on that. Goes through her hands, out of bounds. You got a substitution going in. So that's stolen away to Heckrell. Heckrell tried to dish it underneath the Differding. Goes off her hands, out of bounds. So Kylie Johnson substituted in. It's number 14. It's stolen back by the Broncos. That's Sweet to Heckrell. Heckrell's up for 2. Her first 2 points of the game. Oh, yeah, you can just go back. And then you can just hit the plus. All right, getting things squared away here. Looks like we got a quick timeout by Midkota. It's now 4-0 in favor of the Broncos. A couple quick baskets there. And we'll go ahead and step away for a 30-second timeout.
Born and raised in Minnesota, and I'm a project director at Enbridge. Enbridge is more than a pipeline company. It's a company participating in renewable energy projects in Minnesota and abroad, and I'm really proud to be working here.
We believe a cleaner energy future is achievable. For over 20 years, we've been early adopters of renewable energy, and we're proudly committed to net zero emissions by 2050. To hear more from Jared, visit enbridge.com/Jared. That's Jerrid.
All right, back here at the Lisbon Army. Lisbon scoring a couple quick baskets there. Timeout by Midkota, getting things settled down. It's a long pass cross court by Midkota. That's handled by Kylie Johnson, came in the game. I think Midkota has 3 or 4 Johnsons on their roster. It'd be a little tricky trying to keep them all separate here. That's put up by Johnson. That's no good. Rolls off. Rebound by Sweet. Now to Heckrell. That's Tui for the Broncos. She's going to drive in left side, puts it up off the right hand. No good off the fingertips. Heckrell with the rebound. That's 2 for Heckrell. It's like a travel by Midkota, so that's a turnover by the Titans. Broncos ball, center court. That's a Sweet to Schultz. Schultz is going to hand it off to Tui. Tui's going to drive in. He carried the ball a little bit, ran into Halverson, turns it over. Now Johnson off the bench for Midkota. Bring it in. That's from just inside the three-point line. That's no good. This rebound tied up underneath there by Differding. So it's Midkota's ball on the possession arrow. Midkota retains possession. The Broncos 1-5 overall. Titans currently sitting winless, 0-7, looking to pick up their first victory on the season against the Broncos. A little bit different atmosphere tonight, playing in the newly refurbished Lisbon Armory, affectionately called the Omni. That's put up just inside the three-point line. That's a rebound. Gets her own rebound as Volmer. She's going to drive in. That looks like it goes off her leg and out of bounds. A long pass. That's going to be stolen away. Volmer comes in, sniffs that one out. That was from Tui to Differding. Volmer sniffed that one out. That's put up. No good. A rebound. That's put up and in for 2 points for Johnson. So that's Kaylee Johnson for 2. Titans' first points on the board. That's layup by Heckrell. Drives up and in. Hey, Heckrell lighting up the scoreboard in this first quarter. A lot of good offense out of her. She's been struggling a little bit, but trying to find her rhythm and her shot. 6 points so far on the night. That's to Kylie Johnson. Johnson passes off some 3-point behind the line. That's off, no good. That shot put up. No good. Rebound Broncos. That's Tui with the ball. Goes off her foot. It's like Halverson driving in, working against Heckrell. It's over to Volmer. Volmer's going to drive in, sets up at the charity stripe. She's going to be just inside. That's 2 for Volmer off her fingertips. Broncos lead this one 8-4, 4:40 to go. That's turned over. The Tui just a little bit too much on that pass. Sweet couldn't hang on to it. Goes out of bounds. A turnover by the Broncos. Like Volmer's going to dish that off over to Halverson. That goes out of bounds. Pass intended for Johnson underneath, number 50 Johnson. That goes out of bounds. Oh, just hit. Go up to Tram.
It's way more hands-on. The college has better equipment than the shop I'm at now. Like, you name it, they got it. You get to use your tools and your hands a lot more. My name is Sean, and I'm here for my future.
first week of college, I can't tell you how many friends I've made. It's a family, you know what I mean? Like, every time I go to a meeting, like, everyone knows my name. They're always kind to me. I love.
All right, back here from the Lisbon Armory, otherwise known as the Omni here in Lisbon, North Dakota, newly refurbished. New floor, new paint, new bleachers here in the Armory. That's put up. An offensive rebound for Midkota. That's put up over. Try to get over Tui. Tui blocks it. Be a foul on Tui. Oh, excuse me. So that goes on Thompson. So Kaylee Johnson with the foul. That's her first foul of the game by either team. Let's bring down to Tui. Tui gets it over to Heckrell. Goes back to Tui. Yeah, Sweet's going to drive in. Puts it up a little bit behind the backboard. Goes off. Rebound by the Midkota Titans. A little fighting underneath. That's tied up, so Lisbon retains possession. Looks like Olivia Larson, number 35, in for Midkota. Ball's turned over by the Broncos. Midkota will inbound at Heckrell with the pressure along with Differding and Sweet. It's over to Volmer. Volmer looking for Halverson. Halverson's going to drive down, has underneath. That's over to Larson. Larson blazes it up off. A little bit too much on. We got a foul underneath. So it looks like it's going on Sweet. So Sweet with the foul. First team foul for the Broncos. First personal for Sweet. An inbound pass. Looking for Larson. Larson goes by it. Turnover by the Midkota Titans. Now back down to Tui. Tui's goes to Differding. Everything. He's going to turn back around. Puts it up. That shot's blocked. Underneath, Halverson got her palm on the ball. Blocks it out of bounds. That's inbound to Sweet. Sweet from three. That's no good. Air ball over to Heckrell with the rebound. Heckrell's going to drive in. Looks like Larson underneath will pick up the foul. So it'll be a second team foul. So Larson's first personal, second team foul. That's inbound to Heckrell. Hey, Heckrell dishes it over to Tui. Tui's going to drive in, looking for help. He's got Sweet. Sweet's going to drive in, dishes it to Differding. Differding drives in, push it up. Off her fingertips, no good. That's put up by Heckrell. Rebound by Schultz. Schultz puts it up and in. Schultz with her first 2 points of the game. About 2 minute dry spell there. No points scored. Now that's stole by Schultz. Schultz going to left-hand her up, puts it up, scoops it in. The Broncos increasing that lead to 6. 2:47 to go in the first quarter. So that's third team foul on Griggs-Midkota. That's put up by Schultz. It's going to bounce around, goes in. So things going Lisbon's way right now on that bonus on the shot. Goes off. The Titans bring it down. A fast break. That's a rebound by Johnson. Johnson loses. Like Halverson underneath, lost it. Had the rebound, lost the ball. That was put up by Sweet. Sweet to Heckrell. Gets the rebound, puts it up and in for 2 points. Oh, Lisbon leads by a score of 15-4. At 2:17 to go in the first quarter. Lisbon with the press. You're going to tie it up and turn it over. That's number 4, Bailey Eilers, turns it over. Sweet's going to drive in left side, goes to the baseline, dishes it to Heckrell. Now back to Sweet from just inside the 3-point. That's off, no good. Differding, Kylie Johnson hustling after the ball. Last touch by Midkota. We got substitutes going in the game. Tui comes out. Heckrell is on the bench. And Carly Mayers in the game for the Broncos. Freshman Carly Mayers, number 22 in the game for Lisbon. It's Differding with the pressure. That's dished off. Goes over to Kylie Johnson. Johnson gets it to Volmer. That's put up from 3-point land. That's no good. That's put up by Eilers from 3. That rolls off. No good rebound Broncos. Lisbon up 15-4, minute 10 to go on your Bank North scoreboard. Goes off of Tui's foot, goes to Schultz. Schultz looking, a little wild pass underneath, kind of driving the baseline. That's going to go out of bounds. So Schultz just kind of threw that one away, driving the baseline, lost her balance. It throws it out by Differding, and that goes to the far end of the court, out of bounds. So a little bit of advantage here now for Griggs-Midkota. Is going to drive in. That's off, no good. Short jumper by Halverson. That's Sweet driving down. That's handed off to Schultz. Drives through the center of the lane, puts it up. She's fouled. Not sure who that one's on. So that's second personal. So that goes against Kaylee Johnson. The 4th team foul. Still 46 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Lisbon's up 15-4. And second shot's up. That one's good. So Schultz now 2 for 3 from the free throw line. 2 of 3. That's to Johnson. Johnson rips it down. Gets that pass off. Now driving through the lane. That's up and in for Volmer. Good ball handling by Midkota, just off their fingertips, keeping the ball moving. Finds Volmer driving through the lane, cutting through the lane, puts it up and in for 2. Now a 16-6 score. That's the Sweet. Sweet's going to drive in. Little hook pass over to Schultz. Off the backboard, no good. You got a foul underneath. So that goes against Bria Sweet. It's her first personal foul of the game, coming off the bench for the Broncos. Down to 10 seconds. See if Midkota plays for the last shot. That's Volmer driving in. She loses her footing, goes out of bounds. Volmer with the head of steam driving to the left side of the court. And met the Bronco defense there and lost her footing. Goes down, turns it over to the Broncos. 5 seconds, down to 3. 2 seconds, that's going to be Sweet, puts it up. No good, she's going to be fouled. She's fouled on the shot. Looks like it from the 3-point line. So that was on Volmer. So it's her first personal. That's 5 team fouls now for Griggs-Midkota for the Titans. 5 team fouls. It's end of the quarter. First shot's up and good. So Kaya Sweet coming back in the game, puts that free throw up. Second one's up, good for Sweet. She has one more. I said that shot was put up at the end of the quarter from behind the 3-point arc. Third one's up. That bounces off, so she goes 2 for 3 for Sweet. That's going to end our first quarter of play.
I can't explain how much I love you here. My name is Junior, and I'm here for my future.
Riverside Building Center in Lisbon, North Dakota is Southeastern North Dakota's premier building supply headquarters. They have it all from the basic home improvements to complete pre-built homes. Their staff is knowledgeable in every product they sell and have over 110 combined years of experience. With their large inventory to sell from and a fleet of 6 delivery vehicles, Riverside Building Center in Lisbon can bring the products to your job site. From a hammer all the way to a home, they have you covered. Visit rbclisbon.com today. Riverside Building Center in Lisbon.
Wallach Johnson Insurance is your friendly neighborhood team of qualified insurance professionals celebrating over 40 years of service. As an experienced independent insurance agency, they have access to highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of their locations in Lisbon, Gwinner, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. For more information, go to nd-insure.com.
Goes away like that. All right, welcome back to Lisbon Armory here in Lisbon, North Dakota, home of the Broncos. Class B girls basketball. Lisbon leads this one by a score of 18-6 coming into your second quarter of play. Griggs-Midkota, the Titans. They're moving the ball around here at the top of the key. That's Heckrell on the defense. That's given over to Johnson, to Kylie Johnson. Coming off the bench for the Titans. Like I said, Griggs-Midkota has 3 or 4 Johnsons out there. A little bit hard to keep track of them all. Running around on the court. That's over to Volmer. Volmer cutting through. Goes in and out of her hands. So it looks like it was tipped by the Broncos. So Titans retain possession. Volmer's going to cut in. That pass is intended for. It goes out of bounds. Like Differding and Sweet on the defense there, knock it out of bounds. Another inbounds pass from Kylie Johnson. This one's going to find Eilers. Eilers puts it up and in for 2. Well, I'm going to call her Eilers. They're calling her Eilers. That's off to, looks like the Differding. Schultz scramble underneath. Sweet with a heads-up play. She's going to dive in, saves it. Yeah, Sweet with good hustle down the court. That's saved from going out of bounds. Bounces off the Griggs-Midkota player and picked up by Tui. That's put up. The Eilers with the defense on that. Going to get dinged with the foul. That's her first personal. That's her 6th team foul for the Titans. That first shot up and good for Sweet. So Kaya Sweet now 3 for 4 from the free throw line. Lisbon much improved on their free throws from the first half of the season. That ball's inbounds drove. Quickly taken down court by the Titans. Now backing off. Goes over to Volmer. Volmer looking for help. Directing traffic a little bit. That goes to Johnson. That'd be Kaylee Johnson. Halverson driving right, working against Heckrell. That's handed off. That's to Johnson. Johnson looking for something. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Goes underneath. We got a foul by Schultz. So that's her first personal, 3rd team foul by the Broncos. And also with picking up a foul for Lisbon is Bria Sweet and Kaya Sweet. And that's putting up just on the outside, going back for 3. That's Volmer. He gives it to Halverson. Halverson driving to the left side, now gives it to Volmer. Scored 19-8. That's put up by Volmer off the backboard. Bounces out, no good. Rebound by the Broncos. Tui running the far side, looking for Differding. If he's going to save it, puts it up for 2. But Differding with the heads-up play. Looked like she's going to overrun. Gets the ball up, hooks it up and in for 2 and a foul. So her first 2 points of the game. Lisbon leads now by a score of 21-8. On your Bank North scoreboard, 21-8 score. That first shot off, no good. Rebound by Heckrell is going to drive in, baseline, puts it up. That's to Schultz. dishes it off to Schultz. Schultz, a little bit too much on it. We get another foul underneath that goes against the Broncos. So that goes against Kendra Differding, her first personal foul. 14 fouls by the Broncos. Goes to Volmer, over to Johnson. Now Volmer looking down court. Goes to Kylie. That pass went to Kylie Johnson, then over to over to Kaylee. That was from Kylie to Kaylee there, the Johnsons. For Griggs-Midkota. Turnover, another turnover by the Broncos. That's Eilers putting it in, looking for Johnson underneath. That goes out of bounds. So Eilers with 2 points in the game. She'll inbound for the Titans. Oh, wide open underneath. Put up, no good. Johnson with the rebound, put up. That's blocked to Eilers with the rebound. She fouled underneath. It's going to go against Kaya Sweet. So it's her second personal foul. Her first shot goes up and in. We got substitution going in the gate. So Riot Workman going in for the Broncos. Coming in for Kaya Sweet. So Workman in for the Broncos. The second shot's up and good. For Eilers, she has 4 points in the game. Her and Volmer both with 4 points. Workman working underneath, going to put it up and in, off her fingertips. Just goes up and over, lays it off fingertips. Good for 2 points for Workman. No, 17 fouls for the Midkota. We're at 4:53 mark in the second quarter. It's down low. Looks like Mayers now in the game, also substituted in is Mayers for the Broncos. Brings a little more height to the lineup. It's like Tui driving the baseline. She's going to step out of bounds, turns it over. The Broncos with the press. It's Volmer working against Mayers. Gets it over to Johnson. Johnson dishes it back to Volmer from 3 points. That's up end. Oh, just off the front part of the rim. Volmer gets the rebound, comes back through, puts it up again. That's off, no good. Heckrow with the rebound for the Broncos. There's Schultz wide open. Takes the pass, puts it up, no good. Blocked. Looked like it's tipped by Volmer. Now it's put up. Offensive rebound, gets her own shot, or gets her own rebound there. Schultz puts it up and in for 2. And Schultz with 8 points in the game. That's Eiler looking down center court. That's lobbed over to Heckrow. Heckrow puts it up for 2 points. So Heckrow with 10 points in the game. Turnover by the Titans. That's picked up by Maris to Heckrow. Heckrow drives in. She's fouled. Lisbon leads now 27-10, 3:45 to go in the second quarter. 18 fouls for the Titans now. It's like Ryan Johnson called with the foul. That shot, first shot's off, no good for Heckrow. So Tui goes out. It's like Wortman's in, Bria Sweet. And Mayers off the bench for Lisbon. A lot more rotation tonight in the Bronco lineup. That shot to Sweet. Sweet from the three-point line gets her own rebound, comes in. Good hustle. You got a jump ball. That possession goes back over to the Broncos. Lisbon leads by a score of 27-10. So Sweet. Wortman hustling over in near side. That's Demers underneath, off her foot. Loses control. That's the Heckrow. Going to drive in. Puts it up, no good. Rebound, Broncos. Schultz puts it up, no good. She's fouled underneath. Looks like that's going to go against number 25. So that goes, that's Brianna Eilers, number 25. Second shot's good for Schultz. And 19 fouls now for Midkota. They're getting it fast down court, quickly down court. It's to Brianna Eilers. Eilers gets Volmer. Volmer from the top of the key looking to direct a little traffic. That's over to Larson. Larson looking for Eilers. Eilers going to drive in, working against Heckrell, double teamed over there. Now to Volmer from 3-point, throws it up, no good. It bounces out. Larson, Johnson underneath there. The ball goes out of bounds. The substitution coming in for Lisbon. Looks like Differding going in, Schultz coming out. Had 9 points for Emerson Schultz tonight in this first half of play. 3 minutes on the clock, second quarter. The ball just a little bit too much. That's going to be picked up by Mears. Mears going down court, working against Larson. That's put up and in for Mears off the bench. That's from three-point land. No good. Rebound. Midkota with the rebound underneath. And Larson grabbed it. The foul goes against Mears underneath. It's her first personal. The 16 fouls on the Broncos. That's Larson from the free throw line. That's off, no good. There's Schultz coming in the game. She'll go in for Mears. For Lisbon starters, that second shot's up and good. So Larson puts in that second shot. He's 1 for 2 now from the free throw line. So Bailey Eiler, it's 2 for 2. That's Differding. Looks to get it to Sweet. Sweet up at the top of the key. That Differding cutting in on the backside. That ball goes out of bounds. A turnover by the Broncos. Lisbon leads 30-11. That pass looking Volmer. Looking for Halverson. He can't make the connection. It goes out of bounds. Turnover by Midkota. Differding looking for help on the inbounds. That's going to go to Heckrell. That's the steps in front of it for Johnson. Kylie Johnson steps in front of that pass. Just telegraphed a little bit too much. She puts it up and in off the backboard. So Kylie Johnson with 4 points in the game. Emerson Schultz with a little spin move. Razzle dazzle at center court. Gets across half court. Passes it off to Differding. And Differding is going to call for a double dribble. A turnover by the Broncos. Just going back to Lisbon starters. 4 starters in the game for Lisbon. Scoring for the Broncos. Off the bench, you have Wertman and Mears coming in, putting in a bucket apiece. So Wertman gets that over to Schultz. Schultz can drive in, spin move, the left-handed layup up off just the front of the rim. Oh, Heckrell with the rebound, puts it up and in for 2 for Heckrell. A minute 24 to go in the first quarter. Lisbon leads 32-13. Heckrell with 12 points in the game. That shot's up from 3-point. That's good. So Halverson with the first 3-pointer, first 3 points of the game for Halverson. Now 32-16. The Broncos lead here in the Lisbon Armory. The Griggs-Midkota Titans with 9 team fouls in the game. Lisbon with 6. Sabria Sweet, that's over to Wertman for 3. Wertman comes in off the bench. 5 points in the game for Wertman. A lot more rotation in the lineup for the Broncos today. That's Johnson. Johnson to Johnson, excuse me. So Kaylee Johnson with her first 2 points of the game. From Johnson to Halverson, back to Johnson. It's Wertman from three again. Another three-pointer for Wertman. So 2 3-pointers in the game. She now has 8 points. That was from Johnson to Halverson. Fast break layup. Off, no good. Now back. Cross court to Heckrell. Puts it up and in for 2. Heckrell with 14 points in the first quarter. Last 5 seconds here. The Bank North scoreboard. Lisbon's going to go into half, leading this one by a score of 40-18. So the 1-5 Lisbon Broncos lead at the halftime, 40-18 over the Griggs-Midkota Titans. And we'll go ahead and step away for another 30-second timeout.
The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters is a group of parents, coaches, and community members whose mission is to enrich the Lisbon High School athletic community by providing financial support for Lisbon High School athletic programs and events. If you are interested in getting involved, they invite you to join the Bronco Athletic Booster Group on Facebook to learn more. The Lisbon Athletic Boosters send a good luck wish to all athletes competing today.
Folks, it's tax season, and the best way to teach your kids about taxes is by eating 30% of their ice cream. And the best way to learn about your tax situation is contacting Olson Accounting. They'll answer any question you have from an individual or business point of view. Let Olson Accounting set up your tax plan and eliminate any problems by visiting colsoncpa.com or call 701-683-2700. Olson Accounting of Lisbon.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
Here, when our path takes an unexpected turn, we keep moving forward. When life sends us a message, we listen. When you're determined to beat the odds, we help you plan for what's next. This is commitment, resourcefulness, determination. These are remarkable people doing remarkable things together.
Wallach Johnson Insurance is your friendly neighborhood team of qualified insurance professionals celebrating over 40 years of service. As an experienced independent insurance agency, they have access to highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of their locations in Lisbon, Gwinner, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. For more information, go to nd-insure.com.
Hey, welcome back to Lisbon Armory here at the Omni from Lisbon, North Dakota, where the Lisbon Broncos lead this one by a score of 40-18. We are at halftime. Lisbon lighting up the scoreboard tonight. And a spurred there by Heckrell. Heckrell for the Broncos has 14 points in the game. That's for Kyra Heckrell, number 14. 14 points in the first half of play for Heckrell. Number 20, Akaya Sweet, putting in 3, going 3 for 4 from the free throw line for her 3 points in the game. And Kendra Differding with a basket for 2 points. And Emerson Schultz started for the Broncos with 9 points in the game. She is 3 of 5 from the 3 of 4. Nope. 3 of 5 from the free throw line for Emerson Schultz. And Tui, the other starter for the Broncos, not getting in the scoring column. I'm sure the Broncos will look to get her more in the game here offensively in the second half for Tui. And coming off the bench, lighting up the scoreboard at the end of the first half off the bench was Riot Wertman. Wertman with the basket and then 2 3-point field goals, kind of back-to-back for the Broncos for her 8 points in the game. And Carly Mayers off the bench for Lisbon, seeing some playing time for her 2 points. Lisbon, a lot of rotation in their lineup tonight, especially in the first half. Hadn't really seen that before till that second half, the end of the third, fourth quarters. A good rotation by the Broncos tonight and hitting their shots from the free throw line, helping them score that 40 points in the first half of play. Lisbon leads this one by a score of 40-18. Now looking at Griggs County led by a couple of their players with 4 points apiece. We have Volmer with 4 points, putting in 2 baskets. Also Kylie Johnson off the bench with 4 points, and then Bailey Eilers with 4 points. She has a basket and then 2 free throws for her 4 points. Remember, these are unofficial stats, scoring stats for the game. Halverson with 3 points in the game, and Kaylee Johnson with 2 points. Larson with 1 bucket with a free throw for her point in the game. And then also you had Bailey Eilers, like we talked about before, with 4 points. So Lisbon, in the first half of play, ended up with 16 fouls, and Griggs-Midkota ended up with 9 fouls in the first half of play. So we'll go ahead and take a break, pay a few more bills. We'll come back, set up the second half of play here from the Lisbon Armory, here home of the Lisbon Broncos.
Drugstore reminds you to stop by and find gifts for your loved ones during this holiday season, from giftware for men or women, and check out their toy selection for the kids. Lamore Drugstore delivers any day of the week upon request and will answer any general health questions you have, from school supplies, greeting cards, prescription requests, and a reminder you can get the flu shot as well at Lamore Drugstore, located in the center of Lamore in the Bank North Mall. For more information, go to lamoredrugstore.com. Lamore Hardware carries your everyday items for plumbing, electrical, automotive, and more. Check out their latest selection of snow and grain shovels alongside Milwaukee tools. Plus, stop by Lamore Hardware today and browse their sweet pickin' section. You'll see brand new furniture and decor. Lamore Hardware is your community one-stop shop. For more information on all the services Lamore Hardware offers, go online to lamorehardware.com. That's lamorehardware.com.
The Lisbon Public School.
Hey, welcome back to Lisbon Armory here for the Class B, North Dakota Class B girls basketball between the Lisbon Broncos and the Griggs-Midkota Titans. Lisbon's current record is 1-5, 1-3 overall in Region 1. Griggs-Midkota 0-7 out of Region 3. The Lisbon ignited, lighting up the scoreboard in the first half for 40 points. Lead this one by a score of 40-18. We're about 3 minutes away from our third quarter of play. The leading scorer in the game for the Broncos and the game overall is Kyra Heckrell. Heckrell with 14 points in the game. And Lisbon, a lot more rotation in their lineup. Still battling their turnovers for the Lisbon Broncos. Much improved at the free throw line in this game. For the Broncos, collecting their, helping them collect their 40 points. Lisbon 1-5 overall, 1-3 in Region 1. The region standings right now, Northern Cass sitting at top of the region at 2-0, 5-1 overall. Sargent County on the girls' side sitting at 2-0 in the region, 4-1 overall. Central Cass High School 2-0, 4-2 overall. Kindred High School 2-0 in the region, 5-1 overall. Then Maple River top 5 in the region, 1-1 in Region 1, and then 6-2 overall. I find a lot of success for the Maple River girls basketball team outside the region, sitting at 6-2 overall. North Dakota Class B girls basketball poll put out last evening. Sitting on top is Kimmer Bullbills with a record of 7-0. They retain their number 1 position. Moving up a few spots is Shiloh Christian out of Region 5. Last week they're at number 5. They moved up to the 2 spot. They're at 8-0 overall. And number 3 is Rugby. Rugby holding their 3 spot from Region 6, 7-0 overall. Thompson out of Region 2. Moving up from the 6th spot last week, now at the number 4 position. They're 6-1 overall record. And they picked up a big win on the 29th of December, 82-75 over Northern Cass. Highest scoring game for Class B girls basketball. They've defeated Northern Cass 82-75, pushing them up in the standings in the Class B girls basketball poll to the 4 spot. Central McLean out of Region 5 in the 5 position at 5-0. They play at Linton HMB on the 5th of January. Kindred out of Region 2, sitting at 5-2 at the number 6 spot. Carrington in 7 out of Region 3. Number 8 is Mayport CG from Region 2. Northern Cass out of Region 3. Northern Cass out of Region 2, sitting at 9, and then moving into the rankings. is Garrison out of Region 5. They were not ranked last week. They just go back to Northern Cass. Northern Cass fell a couple of spots after that defeat by Thompson. They dropped down to 9. They were at 7. And then Mayport CG also suffering a loss last week. They dropped from 4 to 8. Carrington moves up a couple spots. They were sitting at the 9 spot last week. They move up to number 7. Kindred with their loss. They were sitting last week at the number 2 spot. They drop all the way down to number 6 out of Region 2. So Kindred, Carrington, Mayport, Northern Cass, all a change in a lot of position changing there in the North Dakota Class B girls basketball poll over the holidays. Some of those New Year's games going on and holiday games for Class B girls basketball. Yeah, others receiving votes in the poll are Central Cass with 4-2 overall record, Hatton Northwood 7-0, Bowman County 5-1, Oaks 3-1, and Grafton with a 5-2 record. So we're getting ready to start our third quarter of play. Lisbon leads this one by a score of 40-18. Hey, Griggs-Midkota with the ball to start the second half. That's inbounds to Volmer. Volmer go to the top of the key, dishes it off. Gets it to Johnson. Now Johnson over to Halverson, back to Volmer. Cutting inside as Johnson dishes it out. 3-point land. That's up. Nope, that's good. That's Bailey Eilers with 3. First team foul in the second half. It was Johnson with the rebound, gets it to Volmer. Volmer quickly down court. It's over to Bailey Eilers, gets it over to Halverson. Halverson looking underneath for Johnson. She's going to go to work under the baseline. Tries to get out. Goes out of bounds. Bailey Eilers tried to save it. Turnover by the Titans. That's a Tui. Tui a little bit long on that. Goes over the rim off the backboard. That's a rebound by the Titans. That's a dish to Tui. Tui looking for some points here. That goes over to Sweet. Dishes it off. A rebound by the Titans. There's Halverson with the ball. Going to work against Heckrell. Going to drive to the left side, and I'll give him to Johnson. Johnson gets it out to Eilers. I think that's going to be a foul. Looks like a foul on Tui. No, excuse me. Now it's on Differding. So that's her second personal. So we got a timeout. We'll go ahead and step away for a 30-second break, pay some bills, and we'll come back for your third quarter play.
That all students will learn, experience success, and be good citizens from elementary through high school. The school staff and community takes great pride in providing meaningful and innovative opportunities for our students who continue to maintain ACT scores above state and national averages. Watch your kids continue to grow within the Lisbon Public School District from the playing surface to the classroom. For more information, go online to lisbonpublicschools.com.
Hey, we're back here from the Lisbon Armory, home of the Lisbon Broncos. Class B, North Dakota Class B girls basketball. Broncos lead this one over the Midkota Titans by a score of 40-20. Lisbon's biggest lead of the game. So Midkota with the first 2 points of the third quarter. Lisbon has yet to score. Here in our third quarter of play, second half of play. We had a foul by Differding. before that timeout. So inbounds by the Titans. Looking for Johnson going up against Schultz underneath. That's over to Volmer. That bounced out of bounds. Ryan Johnson trying to get it to Volmer. Turnover on the Titans. There's 6:21 to go in the third quarter. That's over to Heckrell. Heckrell back to Tui. Tui going up against Ryan Johnson. That's a little pick there sent by Sweet. Sweet's going to take that to the left side. Now back to Tui. Hey, over to Differding. Finds Heckrell underneath. Heckrell going to work. He gets it back out. Tried to get it to Differding. It'll be a turnover by the Broncos. Heckrell and Differding. Working on Halverson. That's over to Volmer. Volmer to Johnson. Kaylee Johnson tries to get it through Schultz's hands. That's blocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Broncos. So Brianna Ehlers off the bench. They're coming in for Bailey. It's over to Halverson. Over to Eilers. That's Halverson cutting through the lane. That's going to be pushed out of bounds. Last touch by the Broncos. Ryan Johnson looking to inbound, and she's going to run out of time here. She gets it over. It's like to Brianna Eilers running out of time. 4 seconds on the shot clock. She's going to lay it up. She's fouled. So Brianna Eilers cutting through the lane. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Gets it away. She goes to the line. 5:25 to go in the third quarter. So that's second team foul for the Broncos in the third quarter. Midkota with one. The second shot is good. Goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line. For Brianna Eilers, that's Kaya Sweet with the ball for the Broncos. Picks it up by Differding. Now to back to Differding. Good play by the Broncos. Sits the pick, rotates through to Differding. Just a little bit too hard. This looks like we have a timeout. So Coach Barb Sweet calls a timeout here in the third quarter. We're going to go ahead and transition away for another 30-second break.
Minot resident and National Hockey League official for 21 years. Why officiate? Some officiate to help kids learn and respect the game. They enjoy watching kids develop in their sport and as people, and they enjoy it because it's fun. You can be an official. Call your local high school or the North Dakota High School Activities Association at 701-845-3953. A message from the North Dakota High School Activities Association and this radio station.
This is Chris.
Hey, welcome back to Lisbon Armory. Here at the home of the Lisbon Broncos. Lisbon's leads this one by a score of 40-22. It's been all Griggs-Midkota Titans in the second half of play, third quarter of play. They put up 4 points for their 22 points in the game. So 4 points in the half, unanswered so far by the Broncos with 40 points in the game. The Bronco ball coming out of the timeout, called by Coach Sweet. That's Tui looking. Sweet's going to cut right. Sweet's still wide open from 3 points. Downtown, beyond the 3. That's good for Sweet for 3. Kaya Sweet with her first 3-pointer in the game. She has 6 in the game for Sweet. That's over to Halverson from 3. That's off, no good. For Johnson working against Sweet. Now against Heckrell. Double team by the Broncos. That's going to be last touch by Heckrell. Goes out of bounds. Yeah, 4:42 to go in the third quarter. Lisbon on the board here in the second half of that 3-pointer by Sweet. Rotating the ball around from the corner. Looks like Volmer gets tied up. Heckrell comes in. Good defense. That's a dish stop from Differding to Heckrell. Lays it up and in for 2. So Heckrell now with 16 points in the game. Lisbon, good fast break transition there. A lot more energy out of the Broncos tonight on the offensive side of the ball. Here goes Looks like Johnson puts it up. That's no good. Rebound by Sweet. So Differding thinks about it, pulls it down, back to Sweet from 3. That's off, no good. The Broncos now with 5 points in the second half of play here in the third quarter. 4:03 to go in the third quarter. Up on the Bank North scoreboard. Team fouls. Lisbon has 2. Midkota Titans. Griggs-Midkota has 1. They're driving, that's dished off to Halverson, off from just inside the three-point line. No good. Over to Heckrow. Down, drives the lane, puts it up. No good. Yeah, Heckrow just a little bit too fast, kind of outran the pass there. They're cutting through the lane. That's to Halverson. That's going to go up and in for 2, and she's fouled underneath. Halverson with her 5th point of the game. He goes to the line for a shot. Lisbon with 3 team fouls. That's on. Looks like that's on Heckrow. I think it's her first personal of the game. Rebound by Heckrow. That shot's no good. Down over to Tui. Differding drives in, blocked by Vollmer. Vollmer is going to get that, kind of gets the steal or the rebound. She's going to drive in, puts it up, left-hand layup off, and it's good for Vollmer. Vollmer with her first 2 points of the second half, 6 points in the game for Vollmer. 45-26. Broncos now 19-point lead. 2:49 to go in the third quarter. That's given to Differding. Sweet thinks about it from 3. He's going to drive in, puts it up and in. She's fouled, cutting through the lane. It's going to go against. So that's going to go against number 14, Kylie Johnson. Her second personal of the game. And Johnson came in right away in that first quarter of play. Off the bench. Another substitution. So Larson going in now for Johnson. Be for Kaylee Johnson. That's off the front of the rim, no good. So Sweet's first shot is good. Second shot, no good. It rebounds by the Titans. The Broncos back up to a 20-point lead. Looking for Vollmer, cutting through. It's Tui with the steal. Looking for Kaya Sweet. That's dished into Differding underneath. He puts it up. He rolls around, no good. Schultz on the rebound, puts it up, no good. And Johnson gets it over to Halverson. Halverson going to stop short. The ball's tipped away. Larson. That ball intended for Larson. We have a foul. So Larson picks up her second personal, maybe third team foul in the second half of play for Griggs-Midkota Titans. The Broncos getting ready to substitute in. It's like Mayers coming in for the game for the Broncos. That ball is turned over. The Mayers coming in for Differding. The Broncos opened up, tried to get Tui involved there right away at the opening of the third quarter. Differding had a couple shots off, no good. That's Vollmer. Vollmer with the ball, dishes it off to Halverson from 3. That's off, no good. It was a good-looking shot, just not enough on it. Ball's a little short. That's to Eilers. Eilers off, no good. Finding Heckrow. Heckrow darting down court, drives in. Going to put it up and in. Nope. That's the Mares with the rebound. So Mares off the bench with 2. Mares with 4 points off the bench for the Broncos. It's to Vollmer over to Eilers. Brianna Eilers for Midkota. It's turnover. So back in the game now is Wertman off the bench. It's like Kaya Sweet going out, Bria Sweet coming in. So Tui goes for a breather for the Broncos. So Wertman, Bria, Sweet, and Mayers now in. It's like Heckrell and Schultz still out for the Broncos. That's Heckrell looking for some help. She's going to drive in. Takes a step back, looking for Wertman. A little bit over, throwing to Wertman to get over and back. So Heckrell going, taking a seat. So Ursink coming in the game for the Broncos. The ball saved from going out of bounds. So Bailey Eiler stays out from going out of bounds, cutting through the lane as Vollmer puts it up. That's off, no good. Vollmer with a little bit too much on that, bounces out. The rebound by the Broncos. That's Schultz bringing it down. Over to Ursink from 3. That's off, no good. Her first shot of the game. That one's way short. The Broncos back to a 22-point lead. So Sweet to Ursink. The last 15 seconds here. That's the Wertman. That's from 3. That's good. The Wertman with a nice touch there. Has 11 points in the game. Her third three-pointer of the game. That's saved by Vollmer. Vollmer to Larson. Puts it up. A blind shot there by Larson. It was lined up, just didn't have enough on it. So we're going to go ahead and pay some more bills between quarters here. We're going to come back for our fourth quarter of play between the Lisbon Broncos and the Griggs-Midkota Titans.
Is your local Precision Planting dealer. Are you tired of the same old grower meetings? Then Precision Planting's Winter Conference 23 is for you. Announcing our new location for this year's event. Join us at the Alaris Center in Grand Forks, North Dakota, January 18th or 19th. You will hear from Precision Planting engineers and staff on new technologies, inputs, and practices. Winter Conference 23, January 18th and 19th at the Alaris Center in Grand Forks, North Dakota. To register, visit planterdoc.com.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
All right, welcome back to the Lisbon Armory, home of the Lisbon Broncos. The Broncos lead this one by a score of 51-26, coming off a three-point basket by Riot Wertman. She has 3 three-pointers in the game coming off the bench. That's Johnson driving in, working against Tui. Broncos now with 11 points here in the second half of play. That was saved by Eilers. Goes into the hands of the Broncos. Now that's to Tui. Tui, nice pass there to Mayers. Mayers looking for Heckrell underneath. Heckrell's going to put it up. That's no good. Heckrell doing the right thing, sitting right underneath the basket, puts it up, and no good. Just trying to draw that foul right now. 3 team fouls apiece here in the second half. And Differding is going to get it. It's like Eiler will inbound it, so foul on Differding. It's her third personal of the game. The 4th team foul in the half for the Broncos. Goes over to Johnson. Johnson's working against, looks like he's working against Sweet. They back out to Eilers. Eilers going to drive baseline. She turns around, plants that foot, throws it up, no good. It's going over to Tui. Tui to Differding underneath, puts it up. Oh, just short. She's going to get a push in the back. She'll go to the free throw line for 2. So that goes against Brianna Eilers, her third personal, 4th team foul of the second half. First shot is off. Front of the rim, no good for Differding. Differding with 2 points in the game. Second shot just rolls around, no good. That's rebound by Mayers, puts it up in for Carly Mayers. Carly Mayers now with 6 points in the game for the Broncos off the bench. And the Lisbon bench feeding the scoring bonanza by the Broncos here tonight. Lisbon leads this one by 53-26. It's 6:39 to go in the fourth quarter. Rebound Heckrell. It goes to Tui. Says Tui still looking to get involved for the Broncos offensively. Drives baseline, gets it back out to Differding. Ball thrown underneath, looking for Sweet. Turnover by the Broncos. That's Eilers looking for Larson. Larson gets it over to Johnson. Now Johnson try to get back into Eilers, stolen away by the Broncos. You know, Eilers kind of cutting through some traffic there. Larson just couldn't get it to her. This dude Differding is going to drive in, saw an opening. She drove the lane, she's fouled. So Brianna Eilers picks up the foul. It's her fourth personal. Well, I guess they got it for 3. Okay. So it's her third personal, 5th team foul. It inbounds to Sweet. Thought about it, back to Heckrell, center of the lane. Gets it to Sweet from 3 points. That's up and good for Sweet. So Kaya Sweet with her second 3-pointer of the game. We have a timeout by the Midkota. We'll go ahead and step away for another 30-second break of our own. We'll be back for...
Abuse can affect anyone, and each person's experience is different. Abuse is about power and control, and it is not always black and blue. A loving relationship should not be threatening, accusing, isolating, or include violence of any kind. The Abuse Resource Network provides services to start living the life you deserve. For more information, visit
All right, welcome back to Lisbon High School. We're at the Lisbon Armory, otherwise known to the old timers as the Omni, the newly refurbished Lisbon Armory. New flooring, seating, some new pads on the wall, new paint job. Johnson. Ryan Johnson, number 3. That's put up in 3 points by Eilers. Eilers gets a rebound. So offensive rebound by the Titans. You got travel underneath, just drug her foot. They tried to stop and dish it out to Bailey Eilers, but she's called for traveling underneath as Johnson. And 5 minutes to go now in the fourth quarter. The Broncos lead 56-26. They built their lead up. Now to 30 points, that's Schultz underneath. Looks like so Schultz with 2 points. Have a substitution for Midkota, so Bailey Eilers takes a seat. Hey, Vollmer looking for Johnson. Johnson back to Vollmer from 3 points. That's off, no good, just a little short. Yeah, Heckrell with the rebound for the Broncos. 58-26 score here. That's the Mares underneath. From Tui to Mares. Oh, Vollmer with 2 points for Midkota. She has 8 in the game. That's Schultz. Schultz going to drive in. Saw a little opening from the free throw stripe. That's good for Schultz. A 62-28 score. 3:46 to go in the fourth quarter play. Vollmer to Johnson, looking underneath for Halverson. That's off her fingertips. Out of bounds. Yeah, substitutions coming in. Ursink coming in for the Broncos. So Jersey Gronenberg coming in for Midkota, number 2, Jersey Gronenberg. Kaya Sweet gives it to Mares, to Carly Mares, now back to Sweet. Sweet to Ursink. Sweet sets a little pick, now back. Ursink to Sweet, that's turned over by the Broncos. No cross court. Almost got called for over and back there. Volmer's going to drive in, dishes it to Johnson underneath for 2 points. Nice looking play there by Midkota. So Kaylee Johnson with 4 points in the game for the Titans. It's underneath the Mares, going to lay it up and in. He gets that leg up, now back up, gets a rebound. That's off, no good. Pushed out of bounds. He last touched. I think last touch by the Titans. So Lisbon's ball. They got more substitutions. Looks like Lisbon's pulling all their starters out of the game now. You have Heckroll with 16 points in the game. I might have missed one of hers. Shot put up by Ursink. That's no good. And Lisbon leads by 32. 2:01 Volmer in the game. That's thrown out of bounds. Looking for Johnson. They're running that same play as their last basket. Just goes by Johnson out of bounds. That's Bria Sweet going to drive in, left-hander up. No good. Goes off the backboard, but she's fouled driving the lane. So she'll have two shots. Bria Sweet with her first free throw. Bounces off, takes a high bounce, goes in. She now has a point in the game, her first points. Minute 37 to go in the fourth quarter. Broncos lead 63-30 on her Bank North scoreboard. That second shot is up and good. Sweet going 2 for 2 from the line. To Eilers to Volmer. Volmer going to drive in. Get to Eilers, going to take a step forward, puts it up, little jump shot, no good. Rebound by Volmer, puts it up and in for 2. So Volmer in double figures now with 10 points in the game. Had off the fingertips. So that's Paige Zemprich in the game. So that ball goes off her fingertips, out of bounds, turnover by the Broncos. Minute to go now in the game. Back to Volmer. Volmer's going to drive in. She's going to lay it up left-hander off the backboard. No good. A little bit too hard. Tried to scoop it back and around. Down to 45 seconds to go. That's Sweet. Going to drive in. Ooh, a big collision there. Center of the lane. And just on the near side with Eilers. So Sweet looking for contact there. She got it. So that's now in the bonus for free throws. Midkota with 7 fouls, team fouls in the game. That first shot up and good for Sweet. She's now 3 for 3 for Bria Sweet. That second shot up, no good, bounces out. A rebound by Midkota, down to 35 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. That dish is underneath. Now kicks it back out from 3 points. That's up, looking good. That's off, no good. It lined up, just not enough on that. Bounces out, it's Broncos ball. Clock running now, 65-32 lead for the Broncos, up by 33. The last 10 seconds of the game. They're coming in, stealing it. Volmer's going to take it. This switches up hands, dribble, and Volmer switches to the right side, lays it up, puts it up and in for 2 for Volmer. She'll have the last 2 points of the game. Well, Volmer with 12 points in the game for Midkota. Kyra Heckroll for the Broncos with 14. We'll go ahead and step away for the timeout, tabulate some of our stats here in the game tonight, and then we'll come back and transition to our boys basketball game. That'll be over in the Lisbon High School gymnasium. So Lisbon Bronco boys taking on Sargent County. That's coming up at 7:30. So we'll be back here in 30 seconds.
Network.org.
Folks, it's tax season, and the best way to teach your kids about taxes is by eating 30% of their ice cream. And the best way to learn about your tax situation is contacting Olson Accounting. They'll answer any question you have from an individual or business point of view. Let Olson Accounting set up your tax plan and eliminate any problems by visiting colsoncpa.com or call 701-683-2700. Olson Accounting of Lisbon.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
Lamore Hardware carries your everyday items for plumbing, electrical, automotive, and more. Check out their latest selection of snow and grain shovels alongside Milwaukee tools. Plus, stop by Lamore Hardware today and browse their sweet pickin' section. You'll see brand new furniture and decor. Lamore Hardware is your community one-stop shop. For more information on all the services Lamore Hardware offers, go online to lamorehardware.com. That's lamorehardware.com.
Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region with the Coaches Show every Wednesday night on YourLiveEvent.com.
Goes deep down the middle, has a man, Soka Porter! Soka Porter to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and taken down there.
We'll dive into the latest stories from North Dakota and Minnesota.
And there's the block by Reese.
That's the Coaches Show with me, Joe Lancello, on YourLiveEvent.com every Wednesday night starting at 7.
Abuse can affect anyone, and each person's experience is different. Abuse is about power and control, and it is not always black and blue. A loving relationship should not be threatening, accusing, isolating, or include violence of any kind. The Abuse Resource Network provides services to start living the life you deserve. For more information, visit abuseresourcenetwork.org.
The friendly staff at Lamore Drugstore reminds you to stop by and find gifts for your loved ones during this holiday season, from giftware for men or women, and check out their toy selection for the kids. Lamore Drugstore delivers any day of the week upon request and will answer any general health questions you have, from school supplies, greeting cards, prescription requests, and a reminder you can get the flu shot as well at Lamore Drugstore, located in the center of Lamore in the Bank North Mall. For more information, go to lamordrugstore.com.
My name is
Hey, welcome back to the Lisbon Armory, otherwise known as the Omni here in Lisbon, North Dakota, for some Class B, North Dakota Class B girls basketball. Looking over our stats from the game tonight, Kyra Heckrell led all scorers with 16 points in the game. Lisbon had 3 scorers in double figures tonight. Akaya Sweet putting in 10 and had a couple three-pointers in that second half to lift her scoring up there in the second half. She has 10 on the game. Kendra Differding, number 21, with 2 points in the game. Emerson Schultz with 13, the other double-digit scorer for the Lisbon Broncos. Had 4 in double digits tonight. It's also Riot Wertman is sinking 3 three-pointers in the game. Had 2 in the first half, 1 in the second half for 11 points. As part of her 11 points in the game for the Broncos, had 8 at half. And then Carly Mayers also coming off the bench for the Broncos with 8 points. So Lisbon's bench players putting in a total of, looks like, 23 points in the game tonight. So a lot of positives for the Lisbon Broncos, being able to rotate in a lot of their bench players, getting them in that first half of play, putting in into the kind of that rotation, and then bringing it back in the second half, putting in 23 points off the bench for the Broncos tonight. The leading scorer for the Lisbon Broncos was Kyra Heckrell with 16. 4 players with double-digit scoring for Lisbon tonight for their second victory of the season. Lisbon now 2-5 overall. And for Griggs-Midkota, the record will go to 0-8 on the season out of Region 3. They're led in scoring by Volmer, number 21 Volmer, with 12 points in double digits tonight. For Griggs-Midkota Titans, Halverson with 5 points. Kaylee Johnson with 4 points. Kylie Johnson off the bench, having to come in right away with 4 points. And Larson, number 35, with a free throw in the game. And then Bailey Eilers with 6 points, had 4 in the first half and 2 in the second. A couple of free throws in that first half of play helped her out with her 6 points. And Broncos much improved from the free throw line. They're just trying to count it up here. Looked like Lisbon was about 11 for 18 from the free throw line tonight, so that's a lot better shooting by the Broncos from the free throw stripe. In the first half of the season, looked like they're about 11 of 18 from the free throw line tonight. That's unofficial scoring for the Lisbon Broncos on your Bank North scoreboard. Lisbon wins this one by a score of 65-34. And we'll go ahead and step away, come back with our Enbridge Energy Players of the Game and our RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game. We'll step away, 30-second timeout, and come back.
Based in Minnesota, and I'm a project director at Enbridge. Enbridge is more than a pipeline company. It's a company participating in renewable energy projects in Minnesota and abroad, and I'm really proud to be working here.
We believe a cleaner energy future is achievable. For over 20 years, we've been early adopters of renewable energy, and we're proudly committed to net zero emissions by 2050. To hear more from Jared, visit enbridge.com/Jared. That's Jerrid.
Hey, welcome back to Lisbon High School Armory here at the Omni. Lisbon victorious tonight in this North Dakota Class B girls basketball contest by a score of 65-34. Looking at our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. Tomorrow is happening right now. Now more than ever, the world needs safe, secure, sustainable, and affordable sources of energy. Visit tomorrowison.com. Enbridge, life takes energy. Enbridge Energy Player of the Game goes to Kyra Heckrell with her 16 points in the game. It started for the Lisbon Broncos, getting into double digits, putting in 14 points in that first half of play, and helping Lisbon increase that lead to 20 points there in the first half. So Kyra Heckrell is your Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. Then our RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game. That goes off to the bench players from the Lisbon Broncos. Coming in off the bench was Wright Wertman, putting in 3 3-pointers in the game, and then also another bucket for 11 points off the bench. So Lisbon capitalizing on that with that rotation. Wright Wertman is your RDK Enterprises Player of the Game out of Hillsborough and Drayton. They thank you, the area growers, for your trust in RDK Enterprises. As your planners, experts, RDK Enterprises continues to invest in the education of their team members to provide the customer service you expect from your planner experts at RDK Enterprises. Always revisit the performance of your planners. Call 701-636-2119 or visit plannerdoc.com. That is your RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game and also your Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. Congratulations to Kyra Heckrell and to Wright Wertman for the Lisbon Broncos. Still, Lisbon improves their record to 2-5 overall. Griggs-Midkota drops down to 0-8 out of Region 3. Lisbon back in action on Thursday. They'll have a home game against Richland, so that'll be over in the high school gymnasium. We're here in the Armory tonight. New revamped Armory, new floors, new padding on the wall, new paint, new bleachers over here. Looking for the new sound system and also a couple other modifications. So fortunate for the support of the Lisbon community here at the high school and getting this gym back into shape for some girls basketball and boys basketball here for winter sports season here in Lisbon, North Dakota. So Lisbon, schedule for the next few days here in Lisbon as far as high school sports. Game tonight over in the Lisbon High School Gymnasium versus Sargent County, so that'll be a big Region 1 game for the boys basketball team. That starts at 7:30 p.m. for boys basketball over in the Lisbon High School Gymnasium. We talked about it on the 5th. For girls basketball, they're at home against Richland, so that the varsity game should be at 7:30. JV plays at 6 o'clock. Then also on the 5th of January, the boys and girls wrestling team travels out to South Border and Wishick for a showdown between the number 1 and number 2 teams in state Class B wrestling. That's a big duel out there in Wishick, North Dakota for boys and girls wrestling between the Broncos and the South Border Mustangs. Then on the 6th of January, boys wrestling is at the CentraCast tournaments. Boys and girls basketball have home games versus Oaks and CentraCast, and then the girls basketball is here against Oaks. That's on the 6th of January. And through the weekend, boys and girls wrestling is up at Central Cass for the second day of the Letterman's tournament, and boys and girls basketball is at Valley City taking on some Class A competition. And that start time around 10 a.m. for some of the JV games, and there'll be games throughout the day down there, boys and girls basketball at Valley City on the 7th of January. So that'll do it here from Lisbon High School Gymnasium. I'm sports announcer guy Brent Dick here on YourLiveEvent.com. Lisbon victorious tonight by a score of 65-34. Go ahead and transition away. You can tune in for our next broadcast here on YourLiveEvent.com. Lisbon Broncos taking on the Sargent County Bulldogs in Region 1 boys basketball. Bulldogs going into that game ranked number 10 in the state, coming out with that new Class B boys basketball rankings. So you can take that game in on YourLiveEvent.com. Everybody have a safe evening tonight here on this Tuesday, beautiful Tuesday evening, and we'll see you on Thursday.